All right, my Scorpios, thank you so much for joining. This is Tarot in White Oracle, where we get into the cloud to see what we see. This is your Mirror Soul Scorpio reading, how you are mirroring with your mirror soul, how you're mirroring with your twin soul. One soul frequency, two different bodies, two different experiences. The divine masculine or counterpart will be here. Divine feminine or counterpart will be here. This reading is to help you to better see yourself as well, along with your counterpart, and to know what's going on with you and your counterpart and what to focus on to help align you. Because as you become aligned, you become more aligned with your twin soul. And as that happens, you eventually develop a union that is lasting between you. Of course, it's a very difficult process. Many will have to work on themselves a lot, or they will have to do it in another lifetime. But that is why we are here, to help guide you in the process. And we're going to go ahead and get some of the feminine energy as well. So what I see for your overall energy is working through your fears. So there's a strong energy about working through your fears over the next 30 days. And it is Scorpio energy that I drew when I was drawing earlier. So there's a strong sense of the energy being Scorpio for Scorpio. So beautiful. I also get that this is an energy where it's a rebirthing energy. It's like you're rising out of the ashes like a phoenix. So whatever's happened that felt very disruptive in your life, that felt like everything was falling apart, that just came to a crashing end, there's a strong sense that you are a phoenix rising out of the ashes, like the true Scorpio does. Think of your situation in terms of Scorpio energy, rebirthing, working through your fears, working through the things that have been destroyed and making everything new. And that's what you're good at, Scorpio. So we're going to go ahead and get a little bit more energy from our divine masculine side. I did notice that I drew from the divine masculine side on the current feelings and your current energy space. So your divine masculine is highly influencing the divine feminine over the next 30 days. Remember, I do draw for current energy and then how this current energy is playing out over the next 30 days, so what that trajectory is. But remember that energy is not fixed, that it flows, and especially through free will choice. So you can choose to redirect the ship, go faster, go slower. That's up to you. So I do see also that this energy is reinforcing you to, or reminding you to have some sexy time. That might help if you're feeling like you're in an emotional drought. Emotional intimacy is on the menu. It's time to let go of a grudge if you're holding on it, moving on from jealousy, to stop being obsessive, and it's a good time to make an investment. So these are all the messages that come through on the new moon for Scorpio, and I'm so glad you're showing up for yourself in your own reading. So for the divine masculine energy or the counterpart, I get you are worthy, you are worth it all, my love. So what a beautiful start to the Scorpio's energy. For the feminine energy, I get double mission, channeling, uplifting humanity. So both of you are in a very loving place with your overall energies. Let's go ahead and dive in a little bit more. We do get current energy and feelings for masculine and feminine. And again, I was drawing from the masculine pile for the feminine. So the masculine energy is highly influencing the feminine energy over the next 30 days. For the current feelings or current energy and then current feelings. So the current overall energy is the Fool, and the 8 of Pentacles. So the feminine might be feeling like she's not good enough, or this is actually a reflection coming from her masculine. Her masculine may be feeling like he's not good enough, and in essence, she's getting a sense of rejection and therefore feeling like she's not good enough. The masculine is having a leap of faith. So if you guys are in separation, this is the masculine feeling like he is ready to start again with you or to jump into something with you. If you guys are together in union, this is a sense of him wanting to jump from out of it. So it depends on where you are in your cycle. I do see that in the energy for feelings, the masculine is resisting what the universe, what God is trying to get him recoursed, a redirection of the ship. This is like you're headed toward, an avalanche. You're headed toward a big crash on this ship, and a storm comes in to push that ship in another direction so that it doesn't crash, and it's a course correction. But you're not feeling it that way. The masculine's not happy with this course correction, with this hurricane that came in to redirect the ship. It's like, I'm not having it. I'm very much resisting this redirection. And so these are the feeling in the feeling space. The masculine is feeling like something has been redirected here, and I'm not happy with it. I'm not trusting the process. It's an energy that comes out of fear. So for many of you, there's a sense that something has shaken up the relationship. Something has shaken up when you're in union, and the masculine's wanting to jump ship. For others of you, if you're in separation, it's like the masculine's world is maybe falling apart, and he's trying to resist all these changes that he needs to make. But the universe, God is like, no, you need to do it. And he's resisting. But at the same time, he wants to start something with you. But he's not going to be ready if he doesn't course correct. The feminine's energy is the Knight of Swords, and this is in her feelings. So she's feeling like something between you guys. You may be having arguments. You may be not on the same page or seeing eye to eye. You may have a fun banter between you. It is a strong energy, though, where she could be feeling maybe she's playing a bit of mind games or being a little bit manipulative. It's not like she's doing this on purpose, but this would be a lower energy that's coming out of her. So what I do get as blockages over your next 30 days from the Scorpio side of the energy, we do have turning pain into purpose. Your struggle can become a foundation for your greatest strength. And the advice is the Wheel of Fortune. So this is our second energy that's very strong in terms of a new cycle, something starting anew. So I feel for most of you, you're in some sort of separation or you're in some sort of disalignment, and you're starting a new cycle where you're going to be coming back together and feeling more aligned. But the masculine needs to stop resisting his changes. And I do see this around turning pain into purpose. This is an advice. So in order to turn your pain into purpose, you need to move forward. You need to allow yourself to not get stuck in the past of pain. And those struggles are what make you stronger and allow you to take your next step with more wisdom, more experience, of course, with more strength and more knowing. And so there's a sense of focusing on your future, because this is for your future. This is for you, not to you, but for you. We do get a past energy in this connection, which is the Magician. So the past energy is a sense of feeling like something in this connection felt like you're very capable, you're doing it, you're making it happen, you are in your power. This is a very strong divine masculine energy, and it's an energy of 1. And the Wheel of Fortune is an energy of 10. So we do get a 1-1 on the masculine side. But it feels like in the past, the masculine was on his game, and then something shook him up. Something in the connection or something in life. And it's like, well, now I don't feel like I'm on my game anymore. And I either want to jump ship or I want to grab on and cling to my divine feminine. But there's a reminder that there's pain and purpose. And this is what you're learning and working through over your next 30 days. For the feminine, I see that her blockage is the fear of failure. Mistakes are not the enemy. They're stepping stones toward mastery and understanding. So there's a sense that both of you are learning from something from your past. The masculine's learning from his pain. The feminine's learning from the failures. I feel like we got this for Cancer. It was one other sign that I just read for. And on the feminine side as well. So the advice is the Five of Swords. So it's like, don't get stuck in your own head. Don't let fear be your guide. Learn from what you've made a mistake about. Grow from it. Think around it and then grow from it. Don't let it make you feel like that you're less than, or that you can't do it, or that you're a failure, because everyone makes mistakes. Everyone falls down, and it's in the getting back up and how you move forward that matters. The past energy that I get from the feminine side is she's feeling abandoned, left out in the cold, like she doesn't have your warm arm to hold her or anymore. So in the past, there's a sense of the feminine is needing something more here, feeling like she needs more connection from you, feeling left out in the cold, or she has to do too much on her own. And there's a sense that the masculine is like, I'm on my game, I know what I'm doing. But evidently he doesn't, because he's not meeting her where she needs to be met. And so the universe, God, is throwing him into a loop to get to where he needs to be. I see also that she's feeling like she's not good enough. And that's a reflection of the way the masculine is also reflecting that energy back to her, because I drew the energy from his own energy. So his energy is what's influencing her. And she is responsible for the way she shows up. So there's a lesson in this for her to learn, that learning from her failures and to not taking things personally and becoming manipulative or arguing or having mind games around that, to learn from that. So I do see in the energy for intentions, and then we'll go into actions and focus. The intentions, we do have a 5-5 on the feminine side. So the feminine is going through changes, which is really important, because I do see that she is more in her shadow energy. So there's a strong sense of needing to go through. She's going through some obstacles, some tensions, but this is for her betterment. And he's needing to remember to focus on future forward thinking. The intentions for the masculine is the Four of Swords. So he intends to take that time to himself to heal. Sometimes this is meditation, going for walks, reading a book, a self-help book, or seeing a therapist or an online therapist. This is an energy around healing and taking the time that you need. And also it's being quiet and reserving back your energy. The intention of the feminine is the sun. So this is also a very strong healing energy. It's bringing clarity around the situation, being more open, being more see-through with her intentions, with what she plans on doing. And also communicating just more honestly and openly, which is beautiful, because her energy up here, which is in her feelings, is she's feeling like, oh, I want to argue with you. Oh, mind games. Oh, manipulation. But I see that her intention is going to override what she's feeling, which is beautiful. Her intention is going to say, you know what, we need to be honest, we need to be clear. And his intentions are going to override what he's feeling. He's feeling out of sorts. He's feeling like everything's disaligned, everything's falling apart. So he's going to intend to take time to heal for himself, to rebalance. So that's very beautiful. I also see that the actions is for the masculine is the Page of Cups, and Judgment for the Divine Feminine. The masculine is going to be offering love, going back to the roots of love, the basics of love, and the very beautiful energy. The masculine also may be connecting, this is a strong Leo energy. So the masculine may be connecting to a Leo. And the feminine, though, if the feminine is Scorpio, may be connecting to a strong Gemini energy. These are two very strong twin flame energies, mirror soul energies as well. So Judgment, of course, is rebirth. You know, it's going through, it's the symbol of teeth, right, in Egyptian, and it's chewing you up and spitting you out, and then you're being spit out into the water, which is refining you. It's a chemical process, an alchemical process of being chewed up, being spit out, and then being rebirthed. It's a rebirthing process, is what the judgment cycle is. And so this is an energy of what she's going to do is rising to the higher version of herself, taking heed of the calling that she's called to, looking above to the heavens toward her awakening, being guided by her own souls and her own spirit, and dying to her old self, her old ways. And her old ways may have been around manipulation, arguing to get her way, or playing mind games. But there's a sense of having clarity around this and growing up from that, which is beautiful. What I do see for what you should focus on, the masculine should focus on the Queen of Pentacles, which of course is his divine feminine. He should focus on that security, stability, that marriage, that commitment, focusing on how he wants to make this into a real world earthly foundation. He may be connecting to, for me, this is a very strong Capricorn, but also Taurus energy. He may be connecting to a Capricorn or Taurus as well. There's also the symbol of the ram, so could be an Aries. I do see that what the feminine should be focusing on is the Ten of Pentacles. So that's that foundation with her masculine. What are those foundations that she can build up now for herself, so that when they come together, or if you're together now, how you realign and make it stronger, focusing on that foundation. So you both have a strong energy around focusing on your foundation, focusing on that commitment, focusing on that stability. And what's interesting is you both get grapes in your image as well. So there's a sense of first fruits, nourishment. You know, when you take wine at communion, if you know you're Catholic as well, there's a sense of focusing on that purity, that newness, all that beauty, nourishment, benefit, first fruits, and the communion, which is the renewal of yourself, bringing that new self to that foundation that you're building. So it's focusing on your new self's foundation. All right, so this is what we have for you. Thank you so much for joining. And remember, I do focus on soul tribe, soulmate, and soul twin energy. We do collectives on Fridays, you versus them on Saturdays, and we get really deep into your person's feelings, thoughts, wants, and actions. And of course, we do Mirror Soul Sundays, which is what we're at now. Please like, share, subscribe, and comment. I love to hear from you, what's going on with you. And remember, the Mirror Soul connection is a very passionate, strong, oftentimes it can be tumultuous, but ultimately it is about your own alignment within yourself and your spiritual awakening. And you will be having a lot of spiritual, telepathic, or visions, or feeling like you can feel your person even though you're not in the same space or time. It is a very unique connection. Most people who say they're going through a twin flame, remember, are actually in just a relationship that has a lot of drama. And so be sure to check yourself as to whether your relationship is something that is just drama, and so that's why it's intense, or is this intense because there's a strong spiritual aspect to it, because a real mirror soul is really a reflection of your own soul. And it's about that soul awakening and aligning within itself. And when that occurs, you have alignment with each other. But that can take lifetimes, so keep that in mind. Thank you for joining, and I will see you all later.